I am now going to start transporting the goldfish into the 300 gallon. I have a tub here, and it's filled with water, partly from Norman's tank, which is more like the 300 gallon out there, and partly from this tank, which is warmer than both of those two tanks. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them all in here, and then I'll carry that out and then start filling it with water from the 300 gallon to make them adjust, and then I'll just go ahead and add them in to the 300 gallon. Now, the reason I don't just take them, put them in this water, and then just dump it in the 300 gallon is because I don't want anything from here going directly to the 300 gallon because of the 2 map turtles that I added in here, because they have shell rot, and that's caused by like bacteria and stuff, and you don't want to transport that over. I'm not sure why I put them in with my 2 healthy turtles. I guess I got confused. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna start catching out the goldfish now. So I started to catch out the goldfish. I was having some trouble, so I tried a different net that didn't exactly work, but then I actually had to go walk my goats. So I put a filter in with the 2 that I had caught in the tub, and then I got back, started draining it more because I knew I wouldn't be able to catch it without draining it. I took out some of the rocks and stuff, and ended up catching. There's 14 in total, which is the number I had before. So all the turtles are doing, all of the goldfish are doing well. Then I brought the goldfish out in a tub, and then I drained water from the pond into the tub, just to hopefully acclimate them, and then I went ahead and added them all in with the net, rearranged some things, and then I drew the hose through the window of my bathroom window, and then I brought it out to here to fill this tank up. And then I had to fix some of the wood items that ended up floating. Okay, so the outside pond is now fully set up, I guess, but the turtles are coming back into this tank, so I need to clean it up. I would do like a full, there's a lot more work that I want to do to this tank, but I'm not going to do it right now because I would like to go to sleep earlier than, like 4 in the morning. So I'm just going to scrub the front and fill it back up, just so it looks nicer at least. Like I said, I need to do a lot of work. Basically, I have a couple groups of turtles here. So I have these 2 along with Lewis and Pee-wee. And then I have Petey, which was with all the smaller turtles. And then Ethel and Lucy. It's a little bit late here. And Lucy that were alone in this container. Basically, I need those to be split up into 3 groups, okay? 3 different groups than they were in. What I need is Ethel and Lucy to go in with Lewis and Pee-wee in this tank, and then those 2 turtles need to be somewhere with Petey, because Petey and those 2 turtles all have shell rot, and they're also all map turtles for some reason. That's just how the deal is right now. But basically, I mean, I don't need these guys to go in with Petey because I think that Petey has different requirements than these guys. These guys can obviously swim, or are a lot more used to a way bigger tank than Petey is. But they need to be alone, basically. So I essentially set this all up wrong. And then the little turtles, the 4 littlest turtles, need to be alone. They can be in with Ethel and Lucy, which they are now in this thing, because this is technically bigger than what Petey's in, like water-wise. So I figured just put them together so then Petey could be alone or whatever, just to separate that, so I don't have to worry about that as much any longer. But either way, this isn't even enough space for Lucy and Ethel. Gee whiz. But here's what's gonna happen. Lucy and Ethel and Pee-wee and you guys are probably so lost. Like, I'm lost right now. Okay, so the 2 yellow belly sliders and the big red-eared slider, Pee-wee, and Lewis, the painted turtle, are all going to go out to the 300 gallon. But I don't want them out there right now because it's still cold at nighttime, and what I worry about is that they'll come up to the top and like breathe in cold air, and I don't know, that just doesn't seem good to me. Like, I just don't think they could, like, the water's warm, but I just don't think they could bask properly, and I think that'll kind of mess up their system, you know, because it's so warm in here. So then if it starts getting cold for them, then they'll think they need to start hibernating, but actually it's going to get cold and then warm again, and I feel like that's really going to screw them up. So that's why I've just been moving them out during the day while it is warm out there, to try to not confuse them too much, if that makes any sense. That's just my thought process there. So those 4 turtles need to go together. So what I'd like to do is put Lucy and Ethel into this tank, but I can't because I was dumb enough to put those 2 turtles in here. And now I don't want to expose Lucy and Ethel to those 2 turtles if I don't have to. And I would clean this entire thing out, move Lucy and Ethel somewhere else, and then put all the things in there. But like I said, I want to go to sleep, but it's not only for selfish reasons, it's also for the fact that I will pretty soon be moving them out to the 300 gallon anyway, and that's probably when I'm going to clean this tank, and it'll be easier to clean this tank then because it won't be now. So those are the issues, and those are what I'm doing about them. Pretty much nothing. So there's a bunch of junk right here. I'm sorry about that. I have a bunch of stuff in here. And I still don't have a proper filter on this, which sucks, but now at least I won't have the goldfish, but I also won't have the pump, so it's literally just that thing. And I could put this huge FX5 on it, this Fluval FX5 that I have, except I just completely cleaned that, and I don't want to expose it to those 2 turtles, and those 2 turtles don't have names, so, or they do, but I haven't given them names. So, I was going to keep their names, but they're female, and they have male names, so I need to change them. So like I said, scrub these 2 tanks, and then just fill them back up, and then I'm going to be done. So that's why I'm leaving Lewis and Pee-wee in the 300 gallon for now, because I wanted to finish cleaning this up before I go ahead and bring them back in. Okay, so honestly the tanks don't look any better from the water changes, but the turtles, all the turtles are where they're supposed to be for now, and if the weather keeps up like it did today, then the turtles will be moved out pretty soon. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show I got the fronts cleaned at least, but the tanks are still kind of yucky. Okay, so the tanks are still pretty gross, but right now I have the 4 turtles in here still, and then I have Norman down there. Now what I've just thought of is that this filter is going to be on their tank anyway, so it wouldn't really matter to expose it to them because that's the only thing they're going to be for. But I kind of wanted to start off with almost like a blank slate, I guess, in a way of thinking there, to like set them up in a tank that just has nothing, and try to like really keep it clean. So I'm going to stick with that. Right now I have it on Norman's tank, kind of cycling, kind of just keeping his tank like cleaner and moving around, because this is decent. And then over here we have for other turtles, the Lucy and Ethel, and 2 Midland painted turtles, and Marcus and Adam, the 2 red-eared sliders. But none of them are in here. They're all outside. So there's a little bit of turtle drama going on. I cannot put Lucy and Ethel with Pee-wee and Lewis. While Pee-wee and Lewis are fine with each other, they seem to both have types of turtles that they don't like. So Lewis, the painted turtle, doesn't like, get this, painted turtles, and Pee-wee, the red-eared slider, doesn't like sliders. So Pee-wee will go after the yellow-blooded sliders, and Lewis will go after the Midland painted turtles. They both seem fine with the baby red-eared sliders, but at the same time, the baby red-eared sliders are so small that they shouldn't be in with them anyway. So that's all that. But basically, the choice was between those 2 turtles and the red-eared sliders, or the 4 turtles that these guys don't like and the red-eared sliders. So basically, it was the choice to give the 300-gallon to 6 turtles or 4 turtles. I chose the 6, even though the 6 are smaller, and that's the plan. So those 2 still will go into a 300-gallon, and I have the stand planned out for that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get egg crate and make dividers, and I'm going to divide the 300-gallon into 3 different sections. One, Norman will go into, because Norman hates everybody, so he's just going to chill out there on his own. The other one, Pee-wee and Lewis will go into. I don't know why, but they seem to only like turtles that are about in between their size. So they do great with Norman, except Norman wants to kill everybody. So I think he's like psycho or something. I don't know. But they do just fine with each other. So I'm gonna leave them in with each other, and then we'll have all the little turtles. Actually, I'm rehoming the yellow belly sliders because they're perfect. They have just perfect shells. They're beautiful turtles, really. They really are. So you know, I keep the messed up ones, rehome the nice ones. That's just how it works. I keep him. He's nice. He's my favorite. Yeah. And then the Midland painted turtles I'm also rehoming, and the red-eared sliders, those were my nephew's pets, and I don't think my nephews would ever let me like live again if I rehome them, so we'll see how that goes. But that's the plan with everybody now, that it's quite a while later since the last clip. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna go show you the pond real quick because it's been set up. So it's currently pretty warm, but I'm thinking that it might get cold again for like a little while. So I'm gonna have to bring in the the 6 turtles. So that's why I look at all those goldfish. Wow, it's amazing. They haven't been up like this. I think they know that I mean food already. So I left up their tub in my room and left it running and everything, so when I bring them back inside for a little while to hide them from the cold, then they'll have somewhere to be. So this has been doing well. The mechanical filtration doesn't last any time at all. Like, I don't know why, but it's just real messy in this tank, I guess. So it's all like I need more mechanical filtration already. It's like I need to replace it every single day, and I very well might need to. I'm thinking that's an option here. I'm gonna feed the goldfish real quick. But as you can see, I have some plants already. I'm trying to grow irises. There'll be a video out about that. And then I have some other things here. The reason it's so dark is I think all the tannins, because I mean, this piece of wood right here is basically decomposing. And then there's this thing, which is made out of wood. There's paint turtle. And then there is a huge piece of wood right here that'll be going into the already set up 125 gallon once I set it up for community fish. So it's all set up now. I just need to get soil for this. There is Lucy, I think. There's Lucy right there, and then the filter, I think all the biological media and everything's doing well. So it's probably gonna stay dark, but I'd rather it brown than green because I don't know. I'm alright with tannins, but I'm less alright with algae-filled water. I'm alright with algae, just not algae-filled water. So hopefully this filter running will keep everything going and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, like down below. If you have any comments or concerns, from the comments below. And if you want more content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day.